it's Dani and welcome to another walkthrough, but this one is not going to be like all the rest, I promise. Why? Because I'm trying something completely new. Sorry, I have to get comfortable in my chair. Okay, so today I'm going to try to just like have a conversation and show you cards. Oh my gosh. Okay, I don't know how good this is gonna work, but here we are. So before we start, I just kind of want to talk a little bit about this deck because I almost passed this up. So this is the Millennial Tarot. I don't have the box with me because I made this like fun little avocado bag because it's got the avocados on it, right? But this was done, I'll have all the information down below. Created in Manhattan by a team of people. I think the main creator is Scott. I'll have it all linked down below. I can't remember off the top of my head. Anyway, so when I first saw this deck, it was on someone's Instagram. I was flipping through and I was like, oh, this is pretty neat. And I just kind of scrolled up, but then I was like, wait a second. The keywords kind of caught my attention, so I went back and I was like, oh, that's funny, you know, kind of kitschy, whatever. And then I read it. And then I sat with it for a while. And then I started Googling. I started looking at other posts. I started reading about the deck on the website. And I fell in love. I was like, I really think I want this. Like, I know it's kind of like very specific, but at the same time, I am an elder millennial. The worst. Elder millennial. Anyway, I'm on the very cusp of being a millennial, and so I feel like I've seen it from jump all the way to now, right? And so looking through this, every card I saw, I was like, oh my god, that's funny. Oh my god, I get that. Oh my god, that's really cool. Oh my god, I love the way that's thought out. And I bought it immediately. It took me less than 10 minutes to decide. So I bought it, it came in, and I opened it once it came in with my Mystic fam, which is the membership on this channel, and flipped through it. And since then, it has been in the house with me, and I use it every single night. I use it every single night. I don't use anything every single night, and I have used it repeatedly. So that's got to say something, right? Well, I guess I'll kind of go through what my favorite points are. Number one, it's the thought, because as you're gonna see, we're gonna go through the cards in just a bit. But as you're gonna see, and I'll show you the Fool right now, over here. Sorry, there we go. So every card has what it is, a like title, and then something at the bottom. So for the numbers, it's like, they call it the TLDR, right? The too long didn't read. So it's like the whole vibe of the card in a single statement, sort of. For the minor arcana, especially for our, no, it's for the court cards too. Let me look. Yes, it's for all the minors. It's what aces stand for, what twos stand for, what fives stand for, what knights stand for. So there's not, it's not like trying to explain the card. It's, again, just a statement. This is a new opportunity. It's a 1, right? This is, you know, I don't know, I'll pick another one. Standing up and fighting. Okay, this is a knight quality. So it's really, really neat especially for people who are not too familiar or just enjoy stuff like that. Honestly, I am familiar with my tarot, obviously, but like, I don't mind them being there because some of them, especially in the majors, are really neat to read. The thought that went into the main keywords, like the titles of the card, I guess, is what you'd call them. So smart. So smart. From what I remember, and it tells you the whole story on their site, but it's like, it started with the Soul Cyclist because they were like, oh my god, wouldn't that be really funny as like a millennial archetype, like archetypes in the tarot. So the Soul Cyclist for the star was the first card that was created. That's what started this deck. And once they decided to do all the major arcana and then do minors after that, they sat with, I think he said like, I feel like 10,000 is a lot. 1,000 millennial inspired phrases, I guess. So maybe like 1,000. It was a lot. I'm not gonna sit here and lie to you. It was a lot. But I want to say it was like 1,000. But God, they did such a good job, and it really invokes some new feeling when it comes to some of the cards. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it really like opened my mind to some alternate or some layered meanings in some of these cards, and sometimes it's just fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie, it's just fun. Again, I talked about my quirky decks in the last video, and this is one of them, but like, it's too special to just mention like that, right? Because it's quirky, and not everybody is going to get it. But for me, it just speaks to my personality in so many ways, and like to my understanding of the world around me and growing up. It's got nostalgia in there. It's got, just like, it feels in the now, but the art is not super modern. It is very, again, I'll show the Fool here right now. It's very like blocky and abstract. It looks like fine art. It's a cool art style that still makes me feel like I'm reading the tarot and in a separate space than like having something so mundane as like, I don't know, regular pictures or super modern images. My main point is that it makes it feel modern and in the now without visually feeling modern and in the now so much that it like takes me out of a liminal space that I'm trying to get into. Does that make sense? Anyway, let's show some cards, shall we? So here is kind of like just a title card. This is basically what the box looks like. It says Millennial Tarot, whatever. We have our avocado, which, if you guys don't know, avocado toast was all the rage. They do have an online guidebook. I have done all of these spreads. So fun. Okay, so we have Quick and Dirty, Lost, Now Found, the Spark Notes on Life, Doing the Work. It was turned around, sorry. What is Love? Tarot, Don't Hurt Me. And the Career Ladder. All of these are fantastic. They're super fun. Again, very of the millennial era. Because it is so well done, I'm not going to keep repeating that. But just know, I think all of these are so good. Okay. So here we have the Fool. Though I'm not going to read out each and every one of like, this is the Fool, the millennial starting a journey, but I will just kind of read like the millennial. So each suit has its own color as well as its own kind of bracket, like title space. I'm not gonna lie, this is what almost made me pass this deck immediately. I thought this was cool when I first saw it. but these large title sections really threw me off. I'm like, they don't really match everything. It looks funny. I don't know if I like it. But the substance overrode that for me. And now I really honestly don't mind, because now when I set out my deck, y'all know I love to have like, oh, look at all these colors. I can immediately see what's going on. That does this in its own way, where at first I thought it was going to be a little distracting because it was so much. It was such a big block. It was covering some of the image and yada yada. And I was like, oh, should I just take the borders off? And then I'm like, oh my God, no. The more I work with it, the more I like it. But they also have like the planetary symbol, the astrological symbols on here. And then for the minors, they have all of the elements. So we can stay in our elements, which I thought was really, really neat. Okay. Look how thick this chunk monkey. We're going to talk about cardstock in a little bit because yikes. Okay. It's not terrible, but it's difficult. Okay. So here we go. The Millennial, and you can see we're in pink. The Tech Visionary. The Festival Goer. The Etsy Queen. And can I just say, like, I just want to show kind of what this is if you can't quite read the bottom. It says Caring for Creations. So the Empress, the Etsy Queen, Caring for Creations. We have the Patriarchy, Charting a Path. I really love that. The Instagram Guru. The Lovers. Oh, I'm sorry. The Lovers were the Tinderist. I'm sorry. Van Life. DIY skills for strength. Love. Off the Grid. Bitcoin investment. The Social Justice Warrior. Funemployed. Student loans. Okay, death card. Closing one door and opening another with student loans. Like, hello. Okay. Temperance is eco-friendly. The F-boy for the devil. Giving into temptation. Yes, yes, yes. Okay. Need I say more? The Dumpster Fire. Okay, here's our soul cyclist. Our soul cyclist for the star. The Ghoster. Insta Famous. Quarter Life Crisis. And Boozy Brunch for the world. All the things. Love it. Okay. Up next, you can see this kind of white, grayish color is for the thoughts, which were the swords. And you can see there's a little air symbol up here. So everything is of thoughts. So Ace of Thoughts, blah, blah, blah. So for the thoughts, the ace, we have a vision board. Again, so smart. Like, they didn't stop at the major arcana like so many other, how do I say that? Like, without sounding really shitty. Just like so many other people who try to do, or creators who try to do something really clever and really niche, a lot of times so much thought and effort is focused onto the major arcana that a lot of times the minors sort of suffer. It's like there's not as much thought put into these. You know, they're looking for a template to kind of stick something in and kind of be done. This is not like that. I feel like they really put the thought and time and energy into each card. not just the majors. So these are just as good in my opinion, if not better than some majors. So, okay, vision board, TBH IDK. I mean, come on, too real. Swords is such a good suit. Self-care. Oh. Gaslighting. Girls trip. And can we just talk about this image? How beautiful that is. Like, I love this idea so much that I often forget to talk about the art. But the art is incredibly cool. We don't really see faces, we just see ideas of people. They're all different colors, all different strange shapes. It's really beautiful art as well. Okay, girls trip is for the Six of Thoughts. Being shady. Lockdown. Boom, hits it. Sunday scaries for the Nine of Thoughts. Yes, and can't even. This like encompasses so much that I want to see. This is one of my favorite cards, and one of the ones that really caught my eye, and a big reason that I bought it, because the Ten of Swords, okay? I have literally nothing traditional. Oh wait, at least semi-traditional. Let's see. Triumphi della Luna, but this is the illustrated version, and this pretty much follows the RWS. Hold on, that took entirely too long. So a traditional Ten of Swords has someone busted up, swords all stuck in them. It feels like betrayal, you know, and that is kind of where my mind usually goes. Or like, it's been a tough go, you've had it rough mentally, you know? But always when I see this, you think about being stabbed in the back. I mean, that's that traditional look to it. But with the Ten of Thoughts and like the can't even, like you really do think about the 10 being that end result. And like, end result of what? Like the mental anguish of a relationship. Like I can't even with the BS that I had to deal with. You know what I mean? Like I can't even. I love that thought because I don't think I could have connected that in that way that I feel is easily conveyed without seeing this. Like, I don't know, like, I'm giving them a lot of credit, obviously, but after seeing it, it was like, I never thought of it that way. Like, thinking of it as like, bruh, I can't even. Like, I can't even. And so I love this card. So now we get to the court cards. So little thing about the court cards. These are really cool because they all kind of have a theme. I mean, of course we have an air theme, obviously. The thoughts, the swords, whatever. We're all together on that, yes. But each set of court cards are very specific. So like these, I feel have a lot to do with kind of like, I call it like our plague times. This feels very in the now and what people are thinking are like 2020-ish, 2021, like into the 2020s, right? This feels very much there. So we have a teletherapist, a protest organizer. Love this card so much. An independent woman. And a grown-ass man. Like, I just feel like this encompasses so much of where we are right now. Okay. Up next, we have the vibes. Which I love for the name of the wands, because when I think of the vibes, you know, wands often deal with kind of social issues sometimes. They deal with that sort of sense of more than one person, that kind of community, the things that are around us, things we do socially. And so the idea of having it as vibes, I thought was so smart, because like you gotta be in that vibe, otherwise it gets really tough if you're not on the same level. And so again, well done with the names. Ace of Vibes is microdose. New career, who dis? First like. Went viral. Look at all the balloons. Oh my god. Frenemies. Squad goals. Sorry, not sorry. Literally obsessed. I got a kick out of this one, and every time it comes up, I had a reading with it the other night, and I was sitting on my bed, pulling cards, and the Eight of Vibes came up for something, and I'm like sitting there, and my husband is, you know, laying beside me, and I'm like literally obsessed, and he's like, what are you doing? What? I was like, oh, I'm sorry. I was like, the card. I'm like, it says literally obsessed. And he's like, oh my god. So stupid. So like the rest of the night, that's all I did was like literally obsessed. Anyway. The Nine of Vibes is on edge. The imagery though. Burnout. Most of the tens are spot on. Burnt out. Beautiful. Okay, so here we got the house DJ, the life coach, the baddie, and the big D energy. All these big players in this social world of ours. So smart. So smart. Into the feels. I mean, what, again, a great name for the water suit, for the cup suit. We have the swipe right. Engagement photos. And again, we're genderless here. But that's a big theme in the water court. So we have a lot of genderless things where it's like they can be whatever, which I really enjoy. Couples costumes. Binge watching for the Four of Feels. Yes. That's literally what that feels like to me. It's just like blocking everything out, because that is a me thing. When I first got the internet, and I think this is why, because when the internet was first kind of popular and accessible, I was a teenager. And so, and even then, I'm saying the internet, but honestly, I just played on my computer, right? Like, desktop computers were like a thing, and like you could actually have one or two in a household, you know, like it was that crucial time for me where I was a teenager. And so was where I learned a coping mechanism of like blocking everything out. I'm not paying attention to the things around me. I'm kind of consumed. You can come at me with stuff. I'm not paying attention. I'm not paying attention to you. I'm zoning out. So I love the Four of Feels being binge watching, because that's very relatable to me, because that was my first coping mechanism, I guess you could say, was like, I'm just going to get on this computer. You know, for the first time I was able to, you know, play games or go on to chat rooms and talk to people and create websites and do all kinds of fun stuff. So it's like it was where that started to happen. So love that. The ick for the Five of Feels. Yeah. Throwback. The thirst trap. Inner work. Beautiful. Beautiful. Hashtag blessed. OMG. And then fam. Fam! Again, love it, love it. These are beautiful quartz. We have coming out, ally. How gorgeous is this? Oh, Obsessed with this card. Mother's intuition. And stay-at-home dad. Isn't that the perfect king of feels? Oh my god, the stay-at-home dad. Ugh, I love it. Anyway, now we have swag. Because of course we do. So we have the new gig. And I love how it's like a computer desk, because it feels like now so many people are like working from home. Anyway, work-life balance. Yes. Work besties. The pyramid scheme. Furlough. Free giveaway. Hustle culture. Obsessed. Imposter syndrome for the 8 of swag, I thought was so clever. I suffer with that all the time. And I feel like so many of us, especially in my age group that I've talked to, we have that so bad. So bad. Anyway. First time homeowner. Generational wealth. So smart. Personal trainer. The celebrity stylist. Who run the world? Girls. And the sugar daddy. Yes, indeed. And I love how like the face is blacked out. Ugh. So good though, right? So good. Okay, but you want me to tell you what's not good now? Because I've been really talking about how much I love this deck. However, the main gripe I have about this, first and foremost, look at my hand next to this deck. My big ol' hands, this is a regular tarot deck. Like, she big, okay, and because it is so thick, like, let me see if I can, okay, check it out. Look at this. Look at the difference. It's a huge difference. Watch this. My hands, I mean, look at this. My hands stretch out to the maximum. But here's the problem. I don't know if you can see that, but there's not a lot of bend here. It's almost impossible to do a full shuffle, like a riffle shuffle, with this deck. And that makes me highly disappointed, I'm not gonna lie. Because I love this deck so much. I'm dealing, but I can't lie. I wouldn't go back because I love it so much, but God, it's an uncomfortable cardstock. I'm not going to lie to you, because I just, like, look at this. That's 2 hands full strength. Minimal strength, you know? It's thick. And so it does not bend very well. So I can't do a regular shuffle. I even tried to, like, oh, maybe I can bend it, you know, because they're larger and it does max out my hand size. This is still way too hard. So what does that mean? How do I shuffle? Okay, so this is what I do. I will cut the deck in half and then in half again, and I kind of break it down into piles. So I'll shuffle this, put this aside. I'll grab another chunk. shuffle, keep aside, and then I'll do the last one. Sometimes I do it into 2, sometimes I do it into 3, but I like to kind of take a little bit from the first one and put it in with the other one. Sorry, let me turn this. Try and keep it in order. I usually don't. I just let these go. Listen, energy is energy. I read it as whatever. So I don't really care if it's up or down. So then I'll kind of do this, shuffle it like that, okay? And then I'll go with my last 2. And I will, this one's a little too big. I'm gonna kind of give some to the other. And do this. And then just overhand and just kind of play around with it. Oftentimes I just think about what I want to know, or you know, about my day, especially if I'm just pulling at the end of the day, just to kind of get some vibes, whatever wants to come up, you know. I'll just shuffle. It just takes a long time. Like, then I would put this on top, and then I would probably shuffle again, like overhand shuffle again, and then cut it into 3. Boom, boom, boom. And that's how I shuffle. It takes a hot minute. And another problem is, check this out here. Hope you can see well. Let me do it over here. Okay. Do you see that? We got a little bit of bendage on a few cards. So I have a feeling that because they're so big and hard to shuffle, having to shuffle them in bits and pieces and chunks, I don't know how well this cardstock is going to age. I really don't, you know. I don't really care at this point. I just really wish it was better, because I feel like I would use it even more. Or I would like bring it along with me, or like, I don't know. I just feel like it would be way easier to use and more enjoyable to use if it was a different cardstock. So, because I wanted to create a millennial spread to add to my readings on my website. And I'm like, but it's going to be so obnoxious to shuffle this deck with people. They're going to be like, Dani, hurry up, you know? And so, I'm not going to lie, at one point I did consider removing the borders. But I do like the fact that the borders, I mean, you immediately know what you're looking at, right? We can see, and you know I love that. You can see, oh, we're major heavy. I see we got a lot of cups in here. I'm noticing a lot of red. You know, like, love that. I mean, I still get it with the bottoms. But my main question to that would be, would making it a bit smaller help at all? I don't know if it would. If I'm being honest, I don't know if it would. A part of me says no, because I mean, it's still going to be super thick and super hard. Now, it'll be easier to get the hands around, but I just don't know if that would do any better. And if anyone has modified this deck, if anyone has done that, let me know. Did it make it any easier to shuffle? I don't feel like it would, because I don't think it's the length. I mean, the length makes it more difficult to get leverage, but I still don't think that just that amount of length off is going to make enough of a difference to get enough leverage, if that makes sense. So I don't know. Anyway, so that's the Millennial Tarot, you guys. But before you go, I would like to ask you a favor before you leave. Can you please let me know down in the comments if you like this style, this kind of back and forth style of video, like film-wise, or if you prefer just one angle or the other. And let me know if you like this type of walkthrough, because this is a lot different than what I normally do. This is way more just like, hey, let's chat, you and me, kind of on that level, a little less structured and a little less, I want to say a little less professional. I guess not, just like a little more lax and just kind of talking one-on-one. Let me know if you like that style as well, because then we can absolutely do more like this. So I hope that all this kind of works out in the end. Thank you for sticking with me the whole time if you did. If you are looking for this tarot, I will have the links down below. I'm going to be honest with you, I can't remember how much I paid for it off the top of my head. Let me see, I'll find it for you. Found it. Okay, so this was about $54. Can you get this on Amazon? I didn't know you could get this on Amazon. Did you hear me? It's so loud. You get this on Amazon? Y'all, have y'all seen that on, shut the front door. You sure can. It's from them. They have a shop on Amazon. Yay! So you can get it through Amazon. So it does have shipping though, because it's not Prime, because it's a shop. So yes, you can get that on Amazon for the same price, because I think you pay shipping. Oh, except for Etsy, I think you can get it on Etsy with free shipping. I just pulled it up right here. There you go. But that's as of right now. That could all change. But I'll put all the information down below. I will link that down below. And yeah, we'll talk very soon. I'm sending you all my love. Mwah. Later, Gators.